Good evening and welcome to this special edition of 7 News on what's been a devastating day for South Australia. As we go to air tonight, the state is in the grip of a bushfire emergency. Several fires are burning out of control, the most serious here in the Adelaide Hills on the city's doorstep. So far across South Australia, one person has died, another is missing and several properties have been destroyed. 7 emergency service workers are amongst the injured. All this on a day of record heat that's pushed emergency services to the limit. Tonight we have reporters right across Adelaide to bring us the latest. Elspeth Hussey begins our extensive coverage.
Uncontained, unpredictable and on our doorstep, a wild inferno in the Adelaide Hills.
Something to see, I tell you, once in a lifetime thing I think, and I hope I don't have to see it again.
A Woodside home that stood for decades, incinerated in seconds. This was the main street at 1 o'clock. Apocalyptic scenes, frantic horses and a handful of residents, all that remained.
I'm not really prepared to stay and find out what's going to happen. I'll just get out of here.
The monster bushfire started at Cudlee Creek after a tree reportedly toppled onto power lines, an act of nature with horrendous consequences. The blaze tore through towns, obliterating everything in its path. Lobethal, Balhanna, Nan and Mount Torrens all in the line of fire. The Pearce family tried to flee their Lenswood home after receiving this dire warning from firefighters.
We're going to have ember attack shortly, and that ember attack is what will get your house.
But as they tried to run, they were turned back, along with a 7 News crew, our cameraman grabbing a hose and fighting to save the home. As the winds pulled and pushed the flames across the hills, wildlife frantically scattered for safety. Horses, kangaroos and sheep exposed and frightened.
We've lost all our pasture. We had a sprinkler system on the house, so the house has been saved. 500
firefighters are on the ground. 4 have been injured, along with 3 police officers. Several homes have been destroyed and there's fears of loss of life.
We're also concerned because there is a person missing in the Cudlee Creek area as we speak.
Aerial help has arrived from New South Wales and Victoria. At Mount Torrens, residents are looking to the sky for help.
We're hoping we might get a bit of assistance from the planes and a bit of water, but otherwise we'll just fight it from close to the house.
But the conditions are so ghastly, our water bombing fleet at times has had to be grounded.
Look after each other. Make sure you all come home safe at the end of the day.
Tragedy too in the Murray Mallee, a motorist crashing into a tree in smoky conditions as a blaze raged at Lameroo.
It's unclear at this time the exact circumstances of the vehicle collision and the cause of the fire, but they are being currently investigated.
In all, 120 fires have been burning across the state. North of the city at Hillier, a home was reduced to rubble. The fire started at Anglevale, racing towards heavily populated suburbs.
As bad as it gets, especially if you lose houses.
At Maitland on the York Peninsula, residents were told to leave as a bushfire burnt towards homes there. A challenging day for our hard-working volunteers and a fight that's far from over.
Thanks to the CFS guys.
Elspeth Hussey, 7 News.
We're broadcasting live from Balhanna CFS, where you can see the fire effort is being coordinated from. And in breaking news, we cross to Mark Mooney at Woodside, and Mark, the fire is causing havoc there.
Yeah, it certainly is, Mike. We are on Bird in Hand Road, about 7 kilometres east of Woodside, and as you can see, these properties didn't stand a chance as this fire roared through just a short time ago. Sadly, within the last 45 minutes or so, we've come across a very distressing scene. A local man, a very brave local man who stayed to defend properties along this area, was overcome by smoke and possibly seriously burnt as well. He was lying by the side of Donahue Road, about 300 metres from here. Another man there was seen trying to comfort him. He had a bottle of water. He was dousing this man's face, and there was a police officer there too in an unmarked car also trying to help. A short time ago they picked him up and put him in the back of that police car, and they've left here. Hopefully he is okay. It's just some of the frantic scenes we've seen along here just east of Woodside, as I said before. Not far from here, an SA water pumping station came under threat about 4 o'clock this afternoon. Several locals raced to the area and they tried to get in to protect this shed. It's obviously very important for the Hills area. They didn't have the keys to the lock, so they were seen with a saw and bolt cutters trying to get into that property to save that shed. I can tell you that we've just been for a drive along here and it is still standing. But earlier on, many people had left. They took the advice and they got out of here, but some stayed to defend. And the animals we've seen, people just opening up their gates to their properties. We've had horses and cows and sheep, kangaroos, wildlife, just trying to do anything they can to escape these flames. And the firefight's certainly not over. Several towns, including Harrogate, some of the locals I was speaking to about half an hour ago, still very concerned. So this firefight is far from over, Mike.